نحن أقسمنا يمينا أن نضحي أو نرى الإسلام شرعا ونظاما.
The last days. Alas, I didn't know those were her last days, that meeting was the final one. If only I had known. Sarah uttered these words, some of which were choked by tears and others by sobs, and she continued to repeat in despair, if only I had known. And Salah was still standing before her with the steadfastness that helped her bear this ominous news. So she extended a hand to her, trying to make her steady, but it was trembling and she wished it were warm, but it was as cold as frost. She extended this hand to her, saying, "What good would it have done you, Sarah? She spared us all the knowledge that she would end, and the pain of that, and she accepted the sentence of waiting for death with steadfastness, and she withdrew alone to the horrors of that waiting. So what good would it have done you to know that, Sarah?" She said, "If I had known, I would have taken from her provisions to guide me and help me forge my path in life. Then I would have cast a final glance, entrusting her with all the love I hold for her, and telling her through it the story of sincere affection and unwavering loyalty. Oh, how lost I am without you, my sister. I see myself as nothing but adrift after you amidst the waves of life." And here Salah returned to say, she knew her place with you, and that is why she entrusted her last writings to you. Sarah stirred and wiped her tears, looking up at Saliha. She wondered, her last writings. Saliha said, "Yes, it seems she was writing in her memoirs. And here I am, having traveled to you to bring you this precious deposit." Saliha said this, then took a notebook from her purse and offered it to Sarah. Sarah reached for it, trembling, and quickly saw a white sheet of paper stuck to the cover bearing this blessed verse. She repeated, "Indeed, we belong to Allah, and indeed, to Him we will return." Then she opened the notebook to read this title on its first page. "In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Yesterday I knew that I would end, and quickly I knew that my life was being counted in days, that it was only a matter of time, and that it was the end in any case, yes, the end. But now I don't think about the end as I think about the beginning and the events that separate them. For that is intrinsically linked to the state in which the end will be, as the blessed verse says, Allah is the ally of those who believe. He brings them out of darkness into light. But those who disbelieve, their allies are false deities. They take them out of light into darkness. Those are the companions of the fire, they will abide eternally therein. So I must examine myself and take account of myself to know what awaits me there. Light or darkness, joy or loneliness, existence or freedom. Answer: I am not thinking about the end, as much as I am thinking about the beginning. But what is the beginning? And when do I have the right to time the beginning of my life? Is it from childhood? But no, I do not want to write my life story here and burden others with it, but I am trying to depict my feelings, the feelings of a person when they stand at the crossroads of two paths, the first life and the second life. Answer: my childhood has no bearing on this, nor is it connected to determining what awaits me now, because childhood is the period of grace that the Lord of glory and majesty gave to man before assigning him responsibility. Moreover, childhood has some meanings that I have not yet come to know. I have heard much about childhood, and I have read much about it. It has been said that it is a world brimming with fun and freedom, full of hopes and dreams. It has also been said about it, it is an opportunity during which the reasons for happiness are available to the child because he will be happy with what he has and content with his life. Yes, this has been said, and much more has been said about it, and I have heard what has been said. I read what was written, but personally I did not recognize the meaning of childhood as others portray it. For me, childhood was nothing more than a period of life I lived without the weapon of thought or the strength of faith, so it exhausted me with its pains and bewildered me with its judgments, and confused me with the conflict I suffered between my large self and my large body, and between my serious responsibility and my thinking, the weak one, and for this reason, childhood means nothing to me but a stagnant, unproductive period of time. So let me leave the reckoning of childhood days and begin to study and reckon with the days of adolescence and youth. Adolescence. It is a film reel passing before me, laden with images, sometimes groaning under their weight, sometimes dancing with the lightness of their burden. It is a stage that tells the story of the soul that yearned for wholeness, so it looked around, searching for the thread that would lead it to it. Then I wanted to understand. I wasn't satisfied with merely understanding the surface of life, rather, I delved into its depths to reach what I aimed for and sought. I understood from the universe that there is a great hand guiding it and fixed laws governing it, and thus it exists in this order and beauty. Then I explored the depths of souls, and there was confusion, hesitation, and often even unhappiness and disappointment. I was searching among them for love, not hypocrisy, friendship, not mere companionship, truth, not falsehood. Often, I would return with a broken heart, bleeding and overcome with tears. Yes, often I returned like this, but not always, praise be to God. But in every experience, I drew from it more knowledge and more understanding of those natures and those secrets. And so I remained, seeking more understanding and more knowledge. So where did I find it, I wonder? I found it in the knowledge of my Islam, to which I profess my faith. I found it in my Quran, which I know to be my message. Heavenly life. I rushed to this oasis, yearning with thirst and deprivation. This was the beginning of my youth, whose memory I try to recall in writing these lines. Yes, and it's ours, with all their joy and sorrow, anger and contentment, to see how I managed all of that without straying from what my Lord had ordained for me in life. And now, as I stand at the gates of the hereafter, I am compelled to acknowledge the truth, whatever my stance on events may be, and the reality of my interaction with them based on faith. For evasion and attempts to conceal the truth will avail me nothing as I stand before the just judge, where there is no denial or insistence, no sophistry or equivocation, on the day when their tongues, their hands, and their feet will bear witness against them as to what they used to do. So let me be honest in holding myself accountable and examining myself, and let me be realistic in that self-examination. But didn't I know that death is inscribed upon the children of Adam like a necklace upon a girl's neck? Didn't I hear before the saying of our Imam Ali, "O people, you are the pursuers of death"? So I am not the only one who should be honest in holding myself accountable, but every human being. Yes, every human being knows that he was created to perfect himself through worship, and then to die and reap the harvest of what his hands have wrought. O you who are secure in the days, hasten to spend them, and know that the seekers are spurns.
أو نرى الإسلام شرعا ونظاما